Hi to all of my grandchildren and children. Hey, it's a tradition. On Christmas Eve we have, yes, you guessed it, the Cremation of Sam McGee. And here we go. This is for every one of you guys. There are strange things done in the midnight sun by the men who moil for gold. The Arctic trails have their secret tales that would make your blood run cold. The Northern Lights have seen queer sights, but the queerest they ever did see was that night on the marge of Lake Labarge that I cremated Sam McGee. Now, Sam McGee was from Tennessee, where the cotton blooms and blows. Why, he left his home in the south to roam around the pole, God only knows, but he was always cold. But this land of gold seemed to hold him like a spell, though he'd often say in his homely way that he'd sooner live in hell. On a Christmas day, we were mushing our way over the Dawson Trail. Oh, talk of your cold. Through the parka's fold, it stabbed like a driven nail. If our eyes would close, then our lashes froze, till sometimes we couldn't see. It wasn't much fun, but the only one to whimper was Sam McGee. And that very night, as we lay packed tight in our robes beneath the snow, the dogs were fed and the stars o'erhead were dancing heel to toe, he turns to me and, "Cap," says he, "I'll cash in this trip, I guess. And if I do, I'm asking that you won't refuse my last request." Well, he looked so low I couldn't say no, and then he said with sort of a moan, "This is awful cold. It's got right hold. I'm chilled clean through to the bone. Yet, 'tain't being dead. It's my awful dread of the icy grave that pains. So I want you to swear that foul or fair you'll cremate my last remains." Well, a pal's last need is a friend to heed, and I swore I would not fail. We hurried on at the streak of dawn, but oh, Gad, he looked ghastly pale. He crouched on his sleigh, and he raved all day of his home back in Tennessee. Before nightfall, a corpse was all that was left of Sam McGee. There wasn't a breath in that land of death. I hurried on, horror-driven, with a corpse half hid that I couldn't get rid because of a promise given. It was lashed to the sleigh, and it seemed to say, you may try your brawn and brains, but you promise true, and it's up to you to cremate my last remains." Now, a promise made is a debt unpaid, and the trail has its own stern code. In the days to come, though my lips were dumb, in my heart how I cursed that load. In the long, long night, by the lone firelight, with the huskies round in a ring, hauling out their woes to the homeless snow, oh God, how I hated that thing. Every day that quiet clay seemed to heavy and heavier grow. But on I went, though the dogs were spent and the grub was getting low. The trail was bad, and I felt half mad, but I swore I would not give in. And I'd often sing to the hateful thing, and it hearkened with a grin. Till I came to the marge of Lake Labarge, and a derelict there lay. It was jammed in the ice, but I saw it thrice. It was called the Alice May. I looked at it, and I thought a bit, and I looked at my frozen chum. "Then here," said I with a sudden cry, "is my crematorium." Some planks I tore from the cabin floor, and I lit the boiler fire. Some coal I found that was lying around, and I heaped the fuel on higher. The furnace roared, and the flames just soared, such a blaze you seldom see. Then I burrowed a hole in the glowing coal, and I stuffed in Sam McGee. Well, then I took a hike, because I didn't like to hear him sizzle so. And the heavens scowled, and the huskies howled, and the wind began to blow, and that greasy smoke in an inky cloak went streaking down the sky. And hot sweat rolled down my cheek, and I don't know why. I do not know how long in the snow I wrestled with grisly fear, but the stars were out and dancing about ere again I ventured near. I was sick with dread, but I bravely said, I'll just take a peek inside. I guess he's cooked, and it's time I looked." And the door I opened wide. And there sat Sam, looking cool and calm in the heart of the furnace roar. And he had a smile you could see a mile, and he said, "Please close that door. It's fine in here, but I greatly fear you'll let in the cold and storm. Since I left Plumtree down in Tennessee, it's the first time I've been warm." Now, there are strange things done in the midnight sun by the men who moil for gold. And the Arctic trails, they have their secret tales that would make your blood run cold. The Northern Lights have seen queer sights, but the queerest they ever did see was that night on the marge of Lake LaBarge I cremated Sam McGee. And a Merry Christmas to all of you.